everybody, and welcome back to Fenton Central. It's been a couple of weeks since I've come back from holiday, and I've made a start again, slowly but surely. If you remember, this line is still to go in, but I've started preparing that one now. Up at this end here, I've ballasted round there now. So I got bits of glue on my fingers because it's still wet as that, and also down there just at the bottom. I wanted to get that in now rather than after the bridge, as I've mentioned before. So the scenery will be completed in this area around here, just to about there probably, and then I can get this bridge in and finished off. I did some more on this side here. I'll just pan out and you can see. I'm quite happy with how it's turning out there. I've probably done about up to here, excuse the finger, round about up to there, but I've completed it all the way across, and I've also done the field behind it as well. You see some fencing in there, just go in there. The telegraph pole there, I've still got plenty to do. Some flowers, poppies and whatnot. That's the I'm not sure what make it is, I've forgotten now. It might be Jarvis stone walling. Let me just find it. Here's a piece here. This stuff, the bendy stuff. For some reason they only do 3 sides, and there's a fat side that they haven't done, so I think it's a bit too low. I prefer it that side. So what I do is I put glue on this side and drop it into the ballast, which you can see there, and then basically it sits a little bit higher, which I think it looks all right. It's not perfect, but it's from a distance, so I think that's all right. Got a bit of a gate in there, needs a bit of a painting, but we'll do that after. And I've obviously shrunk it. I was going to put terrace houses right along here, but I've decided to just put a couple on this end here. Possibly I've got a pub that I've half finished. I might put that on the end there, and that can be just a walkway, possibly, or cartway, not sure, we'll see. And moving this way, I'm not sure how much I've shown you before on this section. Obviously this is a lift up section, but I've been doing this as well, just filling it in as I've gone, and I've just positioned these 2 tunnel mouths. Unfortunately they overlap a little bit, but I'm sure I can work with that. I've just stuck them down now. I've also roughed in this area here. This will be a ploughed field with some probably early crops growing in rows here. Basically I think I'm going to put some cows in this bit here, and this will be a field. If you remember from a previous video, that I'm going to do a lift up section here, basically to hide all this, which is why those tunnel mouths are there. I'll probably put another couple at that side as well. So if you bear with me, I've made a start on that. Again, good old polystyrene, you can see the bits of it all over. I'll just pop this in here, so I'm doing it with one hand. Okay, that's not perfect, but it's rough. So that's the kind of thing. So you won't see the hinges, etc. They'll be under that. I've just been roughing in this bit here because there was a big hole there. I'm basically just using any old bits of rubbish I've got, and you can see just around here got a pile of stuff. But even when you're slicing bits off the edges, it's easy. You get a profile which you can use just at the bottom of bankings and things to build it up, without having to use loads of I don't know, putty or filler or all that sort of thing. And that's just basically a load of that just stuck in with a bit of glue. Gluing at the moment. But what I'm planning to do here, I've dug out a little bit to sort of roughing in that road section there, because that's going to go over there. That'll probably come round here, and there'll be probably a bigger road cutting across here somewhere. And but again, I need to build this up a little bit higher. It's just the basic top that I'm trying to get right first of all. I'll extend obviously these stone walls and fences that needs to come all the way across here, and obviously this field will be separated from this one, which is an arable one, rather than for livestock, which is this one here. I think it looks quite okay, that. I want to get some cows on, some more trees. Obviously I've only done those few trees there, but I'll put a lot more trees down here, and I'm going to use that one as an arable field as well. Put something else in there, just as though we're catching the edge of it. And more, obviously all this will be scrub, a little bit down the centre here probably. I just need to get some rocks put in as well, because I think I'm going to put a few rocks in this area just to break it up a bit. So I've got that to sort out. But I have got the, I just reach out, got the piece of track in, finally. I've just been sort of prepping it. You can see that that one will sit, if I can just line it up, I think it's that end, yeah, that'll roughly go in there, and it just reaches the other side. So I think what I'll do next is I'm going to solder this, get the droppers on it, and I'm going to get that installed before I do anything else. So bear with me, we're almost there to having all the track in for the main line. Be right back. Okay, so moving on to this lift up section. What I've done is I've just cut a piece. I'll just take it off, as you can see underneath there. Just pop that on there roughly, just give it a rough cut. Lots of work to do on it yet, but I'll just obviously cut out there for the tunnel portals. Put a bit of a packing piece, just in there, and I'll make a piece of walling at the other side once I get around to it. But that's roughly in position where it's going to be. Now, as I've mentioned, when you cut this stuff, you end up with bits like that, and that quite nicely, I just put it in place, will fit on there and start to build up. Obviously the slope going that way. So what I'll do is I'll see what other bits and pieces I've got. Probably need to adjust it around a bit. I'll get this all stuck down. As I mentioned before, I intend, there's a road, small road coming off here going into that village down there, which is that one in the corner. I'm not sure if you've seen it in situ, but like I say, probably some gardens in front of this one here. Need to get the roadway in there, and probably lots of trees, and this part will be overgrown, much like this here, just at this side that I showed you last time. So what I'll do is I'll crack on with this, and I'll come back and show you what I've done with it. Just thought I'd show you these. I never throw anything away, look at the state of that, but it'll do, as will that other piece there, for just the base for the road. So I'm going to just stick that on there. It's a right old mess, but when it's covered up, you won't even know it's there. So the moral of the story is, be like me, a Yorkshireman, save everything. Okay, just a quick pit stop. Built this bit up here. As you can see when you get close in, it's just a right pile of old this stuff. It looks pretty terrible at the moment, but I'm just building it up slowly. That's roughly where the road's going, as I've mentioned prior. Put another piece in there, and I'm starting to build up down this side here, just spare bits as well. Got a space there across here where I'm going to try and get some rocks to put in there. See what I've got in the garden. Or possibly some bark. So that looks quite good. I've seen some people make some really nice rocks out of that stuff. So I'm not going to buy any mould or anything, so I don't need them really. So I think what I'll do before I move on any further on here, I think I'll plaster cloth this bit to see what it looks like. So I'll do that, and then I'll show you what that looks like and whether it's going to be acceptable. I think it probably will be. Making an assumption here that they've obviously cut through this and then dug out a road coming this way. Small tunnel mouth there. Obviously I've got the other side to do, but I've just made a bit of a start on that, cutting back there as you can see, and a little bit here, but I've still got to line those up and get them at the right height. But I won't do that at this side till I get that line in, which is just sat there at the moment. I keep threatening to put it in, but I think my soldering iron is at my flat. I've got another flat somewhere. I think I've left it up there, so I'm going to have to go and get it because I couldn't find it. But anyway, I digress. So what we'll do, we'll get some plaster cloth on that. I'll show you what that looks like. Back in a bit. Right, so there we go. As I've said, I've plaster clothed not all of it, but just a bit, because obviously I've still got some rocks to put in this area here, and as I mentioned earlier, I need to get these tunnel mouths in before I finish this side as well. I've put it in, so it's all roughed in now, just painted with the brown base colour as before. Now also, that line is now in all the way down. I've also painted it, as you can see, with the track colour spray. It still needs a bit more cleaning yet, and I have wired it. So if you look at the other side there, it goes all the way through up to that join there. So that's basically the bit that I've done. It's all in, it's all wired, so I need to go and test it now. So I'll make sure I've got no shorts, because I'm using a few different colour wires now, because I've run out of certain ones and there's really no point in buying any more, so I'm just going to use what I've got. I seem to have plenty of the wrong colours, but we'll use them. There's no point in buying stuff if we don't need to. That's my motto anyway. Okay, so I'll pause it there for a second. I'll test this line, and then we may see a train coming through one of these tunnels. So bear with me, I'll be right back. Oops. So that was a reasonable success. Obviously the train going around shows where I haven't cleaned properly, as you can see. So I've cleaned those off, and it does run quite nicely round in both directions now. Obviously when it runs through this area here, you can hear the crackling as it goes over the ballast, because I've not cleaned it properly yet. But obviously running the trains around shows you where you need to remove it. So I've got all that lovely stuff to do. I think what I'll do is I'll do this bit first, and clean everything I can before I ballast any further ones. Then at least I won't have to keep going back over the same areas. So I'll keep doing that in the meantime. But for now, I think I'll leave it there. Thanks for joining me, and what I'll do is I'll continue to work in this area. I want to really get this middle section, all the scenery done on this bit here. As I've said before, this is going to be an arable field, this bit here. That one I'll continue it just a little bit further, probably around to about here. That will have some cattle in it. I'm currently building a couple of Metcalfe terrace houses for that area there, and I think I mentioned prior I've got a pub that's part made, so I'll probably put that on the end as well. But whether I get that in just yet, I don't know. But for now, I'll say I'll get this middle bit scenified. Similarly, all this bit here, I may as well finish that bit off, and probably that little bit there, so that I can get this bridge in. I think that'll make a nice backdrop for the trains running through. So I think I'll leave it there. But thanks for watching, and I hope you come back for further updates in the near future. Bye for now.